Well, guys, I wanted to come to you, share a little something about friends with benefits in this dating game nowadays, dating today's modern woman. Met this female chick uh, through other acquaintances, maybe I'll say 3, 4 years ago. Uh, she was married at the time. It was at a get together at a friend's house. She was married at the time. Husband was at the house. Never paid her really much attention because I knew she was married. It's about, I'd say, 4 years ago max. Uh, then I later learned at the next following year, her and the husband separated. Well, I found out that she was attracted to me, wanted to talk to me. So she was talking to the guy that had the actual gathering at his house, his wife. She's friends with his wife. She was talking to his wife about how she was attracted to me and told his wife to ask her husband, which is my friend, whether or not I was married. Well, he told her that he's been divorced for a couple of years at the time, and he didn't know if I was dating. Anyway, long story short, this married woman that's separated from her husband ended up reaching out to me about some bullshit, whatever, small talk. I kind of went along with it, but I was kind of standoffish too, no big deal. Asked her how she got my numbers. She told me it was from my boy that threw the cookout. She wanted to ask me something about being a reference and to jobs, different things like that. I don't want to get too detailed in that, but anyway. So I kind of played along with it. It ended. The conversation ended. Then I noticed that she started hitting me back up later with small talk. I'm like, okay, so maybe this girl is interested. And of course, as we continued to talk, she broke it down to me. She's been watching me for a while, and she asked my boy's asked my boy's wife about me and yada yada yada. So she broke it down to me of what her angle was. Okay, I understood it. And I told her that I'm not looking for a relationship. I don't mind kicking it, but with a female, but I'm not looking for any commitment or relationship or anything of that nature. And she understood, and we talked a little bit longer. Then I noticed that she started flirting more through our communication and in our chats and our texts when we would talk, and she started letting me know how attracted she was to me. So I let that communication go on for about a good year. And then she asked to come over one day, and but under the guise of, hey, I'm at the restaurant having drinks with friends. Do you want me to order you something? That's how it opened up. I guess she was comfortable because we've been talking for about a good year. So I was like, okay, sure. She brought me her wings. Brought me the wings. Came over to my place. She was very nervous. But she wanted to give me a hug and a kiss as she was leaving. Then that's when I was kind of, showing signs of excitement, I should say, if you know what I mean. But it scared her because it was her first time meeting me, whatever the case may be, whatever. So it went on another 6 months, 8 months of us talking back and forth, and I kept throwing it in her face about her interest in me / probably wanting to do something, but she chickened out. She admitted that she chickened out, and she was nervous and couldn't move forward. So like I said, for that 8 months, I would be standoffish from her. And it ended with her asking me to give her another chance. Gave her another chance. Um, Now, explaining to her that I do not want a relationship, I do not want to be tied down, I do not want to be committed. Well, needless to say, and I'm fast forwarding and skipping over a lot of stuff, but needless to say, she agreed to the arrangement and was okay with taking care of my needs. In other words, FWB, friend with benefits, taking care of my needs whenever I asked. I don't care when I called or what. She was Johnny on the spot, taking care of my needs. Got to the point where she got comfortable with it. Her body started responding in ways that will make one addicted, if you know what I mean, while doing our thing. And she came to this conclusion that she was catching feelings. I told her, hey, you know what my rules are? I don't want to be locked down, no commitment, the whole 9 yards. We went through a few episodes where I cut her off because she was becoming too clingy, putting her on ice. Then she'll reach back, and sometimes this would go for months, 6 months at a time, that I would cut her off because she's coming too clingy. Then she'll reach back out about another 6 months later, say, hey, just checking on you, and then we'll start all over again. And I will remind her, hey, listen, I do not want to be tied down. I do not want a relationship. I'm just letting you know that. So she came to the conclusion, well, if I can't have you in a relationship, I don't want to lose you out of my life because of your personality. You give great advice and you name it. I said, well, the only other caveat to that is you're going to have to bring it to me when I get ready. Keep your feelings out of it. And if you can't keep your feelings out of it, that's on you as a grown woman. You bring it to me when I get ready, and that's it. And, I don't mind talking to you, but every now and then you just take care of me. She finally submitted and agreed to that arrangement, and she's content with draining me and feeding me. That's what she considered it to be. I will deal with just conversating with you every now and then and draining you and feeding you. I would just deal with that. I said, you don't need to know what I'm doing outside of that arrangement. You don't need to know who I'm talking to, as I don't either. You do your thing. Just make sure protection is in mind, and I'm not trying to be catching anything from somebody else. So she agreed. So I'm telling the fellas that if you play your cards right, and be patient and calm, and you're not pushing or forcing anything on a woman. If she likes you enough, if attraction level is there, there's a lot of things she would do just to be in your presence. Some people say, well, she's using you. Okay, using me for what? Attention? And talking to me every now and then? And using me for the physical? Okay. I'm getting mine too. But I'm just here to let the fellas know that if a woman is really into you, and I'm not talking about some bottom feeder, low budget bum type of woman. I'm talking about a decent, well-to-do woman, got her own career, the whole 9 yards. If she's into you, she would do those things for you. It's all about your energy, your natural, authentic personality, and being yourself. A lot of women are drawn by that. So just keep that in mind while you're navigating these muddy waters in the dating market nowadays. You don't need to become a monk or hating women, male bashing, female bashing women, the whole 9 yards. You don't have to do that. And just make sure you just look deep before you leap. And the first sign of drama, just cut it. And continue to live your life peaceful and stack that dope.